Hi, my babies, and welcome back to another video. It's your girl, Virgo Garden. If you don't know, now you know. Anything you need to know about little old me will be down below in the description box. You do not have to be a Virgo to watch this video. Hi, my babies. Hi, my babies. Hi. I know I've been slipping on these lately, so I'm gonna just get them in where I can fit them in, okay? Okay. So today we are going to be talking about when you fall in love for the wrong reasons. Now, with this particular one, when I say this probably is going to be the Sunday in Mimosa where I put myself on Front Street the most. I don't even know why I didn't think to even do this one for y'all. And it needs to be said. And quite honest with you, you would think the stuff that I'm about to tell y'all I would be embarrassed about, but I'm not, because I have done a great deal of healing since this has happened. And, people make mistakes. People do dumb shit when they fall in love, especially when you don't have self-love for yourself, which at that point in time, I definitely didn't. And all honesty, some of the things I'm going to talk about that I went through, a lot of people experienced this shit. So I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all and tell y'all, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Please don't judge me. Judge if you want to, bitch. Okay? Judge if you want to. That's on you. I am so comfortable in my skin and who I am in the path I have walked, and I have gotten this far in life, and I have survived 100% of the shit. So, okay, best of me cooler. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. So the person we're gonna talk about, and you think that I would hate his guts, and I don't. I haven't ever hated him. We're gonna call him. Okay, I'm about to say his name. We're gonna call him Papi Chulo. Okay. Yeah, that's the reason why we're calling him Papi Chulo. He is the only full-blooded Puerto Rican I have ever dated in God. Okay? God. Like, oh, y'all. As much bad shit I could say about the man, I could say a lot of good shit about the man, too. He was very attentive to me. Like, he's the only person in, like, life, in history, that was attentive enough to give me calf massages. Like, he used to massage the calves on my legs, y'all, after a hard day at work, because at the point in time I was on the bus going to work and stuff, and he would give me calf massages because he knew, like, I would be sore and stuff. Like, that's honey. Okay, look here, let's go ahead and get into this. So how I met Papi Chulo was, of course, as a lot of y'all know now, I got arrested when I was 18. And when you get arrested, especially with assault charges on police officers, and I had two of them at 18, a lot of job opportunities get snatched from you. Now, I graduated from college at this point, and I'm thinking I'm going to have a whole bunch of job opportunities because I'm a college graduate. No, it didn't work that way. So from May to November, I'm sitting there looking for a job, stressed the fuck out. And I finally get a job, but it's not the job I wanted, but I just needed money in my pocket. So I did end up working at a music shop in a flea market for 2.5 years, and I was working under the table. Now, at the point in time, look, ain't no background check, so I took it. I needed the money, okay? They wanted to pay me $50 a week at first to come and work 3 days. And I did. And eventually I got moved up to another store that they had. I helped them set up the store and stuff. And that is where I met Papi Chulo. Now, also, because y'all do need to know background about my job, because this is going to come into later into the story. So also, when I moved to the bigger store, the store that made all the money, they wanted me to work 60 hours a week for $150. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I'm gonna need 200 at least. And they was like, oh no, we can't do that. But this store makes a lot of money, so why you can't pay me 200 and I'm sitting here pumping your stuff out? So we agreed to 175, and I could put my jewelry line in there, which is FAB Boutique. I could put that in there and sell that stuff and, get my money up that way as well, since I'm the person in there working all the time. 6 days a week, by the way, okay? 2 of them days is 10-hour days. So, okay. Only day I had off was Sunday. And I had to negotiate to get an extra day off. And she was trying to dock my pay then. I was like, nah, you're not docking my pay. I'm already taking a pay hit. And I'm the best employee you ever had. You said it yourself. So, yeah. So, I had to fight for $175 a week for 60 hours, 6 days. Understand that, please. It's really not easy having a background check with black skin in America. well, having a background with black skin in America, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit. It's things that need to be talked about, okay? It don't mean I hate nobody, I know I don't, but it's just things that need to be talked about, and we as a society have to stop turning the other eye and acting like we don't see it, and we do, okay? So, working at this job, okay? And this fine ass man walks in. But I wasn't looking at him like, oh, he's fine as hell, this, that, and the third. Like, at that point in time, when I said I was so focused on money, okay, everybody that walked in that door, I looked at as a potential sale. So I'm like, I'm gonna get this money. He wanted some Chief Keef, because at the time, Chief Keef was popping and stuff. You know, that's when he had the little short dreads and stuff. So, like, I would make sure I kept Chief Keef and stuff like that in there so we could, sell it. So then, like, he kind of became a regular, but I didn't know the man like that. Like, I just wanted his money. In all honesty, I need to sell, because this is how I get paid on Friday. I'm gonna need to sell. And I didn't know he liked me. So he comes in one day in March, and he don't stay that long. He usually just come in and buy some music and he leave out. And he came in, and I could tell something was wrong. His energy, like, he just seemed so broken. His spirit seemed so broken. And he was talking, and he won't try to go into his personal life, but he went into his personal life a little bit. And y'all, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. He told me he was married, and he was separated. And by the way, y'all, he was in the Navy as well. Okay? Like, okay. He was in the Navy as well, and he got 3 kids. He got 1 child in 1 state, and then he had twins with his wife. And she was just the most evilest thing. Like, bruh, who sends pictures of your twin daughters that are not even old enough to walk yet, sitting in another man's lap that you're fucking to your husband? Who does shit like that? Like, yo, I am not the same as these bitches. We are not the same. I am a Martian, okay? I'm like, yo. So he started crying. He didn't cry, but his eyes got watery. And I was like, you want to go outside and smoke a cigarette? And he was like, yeah. So we go sit in his car, and we're smoking a cigarette, and that's when he opened up to me. And I have that trusting energy with people, because I understand going through shit. Like, I understand pain, and I will sit there and listen to, like, a crackhead talking about they going through pain, and I won't leave a person until I know they're doing better. So he started doing better and stuff, and it was time for me to get off. So I went back in. I was closing up and stuff, and he came back in, and I thought he left. And he was like, can I get your phone number? And I was like, sure. And then I could tell he wanted to ask me something, and he didn't, but then he finally did, and he asked me on a date. And he was like, he wanted to take me to Olive Garden. At the point in time, okay, I hated Olive Garden. It was nasty. The noodles was dry. It was horrible. I don't know who was cooking. I'm glad they got rid of that person, okay? I just didn't like Olive Garden. But I'm like, maybe not Olive Garden, but we could go somewhere else, like Ruby Tuesday or something. He was like, okay, cool. So that's how we kind of, like, linked, and that's how the bond started. So we started talking, and y'all, like I said, I'm gonna be completely honest. This was the quickest person I ever had sex with, and I was not proud of it, but shit, I thought it was just gonna be a one-night stand thing. So I'm like, okay, well, this is just gonna be a one-night stand. Let me not put no emotion into it. The one-night stand turned into a 6-month relationship. Okay? Like, I'm not built, and that's why I'm like, I don't even know why you even tried that shit, because you're not that type person. I'm not built like that, yo, at all, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm not built like that. Like, I ended up in a 6-month relationship, and we ended up falling in love. But I was very reserved at first, though, and I wouldn't let my personality and stuff come out, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you're married, I know this ain't going nowhere, you don't even live here, you about to get out the Navy, so, like, this shit about to be over with, right? So basically, y'all, the reason why I'm telling y'all about him being married, it's important for me to tell y'all that, is because this ties back into my inner child work. Because if y'all remember, or if y'all were around when I told y'all, my father lied to my mother for almost 10 years. Okay, and my mother found out when I was like 8, 9 that he was married, and he didn't even tell her. She found out when she read it off a piece of paper. So this ties back into my inner child work and the things that I need to heal. With me sleeping with a married man, is it something that I'm proud of? No. Is it something that I did after that again? To be honest with you, yeah. Shit happens. And not like I'm going looking for this shit, but I work off vibes and energy and shit happens. I'm just being honest. A lot of people have done it though, male and female. I'm just honest enough and ballsy enough to say, hey, I did this shit. It's a part of my story. Now what? Okay? So that's something I definitely want y'all to know though. That's something I had to work on. Because I know that's not a situation I want to be in. I definitely didn't want to end up accidentally pregnant with a married man's baby. Like, nah, bro, no, that's not what we needed. And I am the type though, like I know people think I be playing when I be spitting that line from the UGK and shit, but when I be like, my bitch a choosy lover, never fuck without a rubber, yeah, that's me. Okay, and you're gonna find out why. So here we go. So like I said in the beginning, I was very guarded, but we was fucking with each other, and he would come over and like kick it with me and stuff, like almost every day, but we weren't like up under each other yet. So I had to go out of town to go to my aunt's graduation, because she graduated from college and, you know, wanted to celebrate it. The same aunt who told me good that I almost committed suicide because her son was molesting me at 4 years old. Yeah, that aunt. And I went down there and I was like, I'm gonna miss you. It's like, I'm gonna miss you too, baby, and da 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 da. You know, ladies, y'all know that shit they be talking to us on that bullshit, okay, to make us feel good and shit. Of course, I'm young, I'm naive, I fell for it. And I'm like, alright, boo, I'm gonna miss you too. So I go down there, and also, when I went down there to see my aunt graduate, that is also when my uncle, who I also got in a fight with, told me, just randomly out of nowhere when I'm outside smoking a cigarette, that, oh, I didn't molest your sister, I didn't do that. Like, I didn't even know he had got accused of that, and he just came out of nowhere. But I just want that to be time stamped in your mind in case we have to come back to that. So we're in North Carolina, auntie's graduation. I'm calling this nigga, I'm calling this man, and he's not picking up the phone because his phone is off, like do do do. Okay, like, you didn't pay your bill, boo? What the fuck going on? Oh, we'll get there later. Okay, so I had no contact with him the entire time. So I'm thinking when I get back in town, I'm definitely gonna be in contact with him, because even if his phone off, I know he know where I stay. He gonna come knock on my door. Oh no! Monday passed, ain't see nothing. Tuesday passed, nothing. And I'm like, oh, that's what it is then. I'm over this shit. You ain't come past my job or nothing. And my job is like, I could literally go behind my job and look at where you stay. I could look at your fucking barracks and shit. Okay? I'm like, sir, no. Okay? Don't do that. So I was over it and I was in my little feelings. And Wednesday, guess who calls me while I'm at work? Papi Chulo. And he was like, baby, I know you mad at me. Who is this again? Okay, who is this again? Oh, that's right. Oh, how are you? Okay, how are you doing? And he was like, can I come to your job, please, so I can explain what happened? Sure, fine. So he comes up to my job, and I look at his skin, and I could already tell something was wrong. Like, he was so pale, and I'm like, what happened? I'm like, just like his energy, everything was off. And I'm like, what happened? And basically he told me he ended up in the crazy house. His job, they came and got him, his commander or whoever came and got him because him and his wife got in an argument, and he said he was gonna kill himself. Now, I did not know him to be like that. That's why you gotta get to know a motherfucker, okay? This is why I be telling y'all, take your time with it. And so she called the commander or whatever, and I know he wouldn't have really did that, but he called or at least I thought so, and she called the commander, and they came and got him, and they locked him up for a few days in the crazy house, the military one. I don't know the name of it, y'all. They had him on pills and all types of stuff, right? So he explains all of that to me, and I didn't want to, you know, forgive him, believe him, cave in, but it happened. Okay. It happened, but those were a lot of signs right there that I should have paid attention to, because something I realized, I think like last year or year before last, I didn't really have a flare up with my depression and anxiety and shit until after I started having sex with him. And this is why I also say you got to be careful with who you have sex with, because that energy really does transfer, and that energy will be in your energy for such a long time until you deal with it. So then I guess that made us close. It did. It made us closer. And then we started hanging out at Mackie's house at the sunroom and stuff. Because, like, he didn't really get to see my personality till we went over there. And I'm around my people, so I'm comfortable. So we laughing and joking. We doing topics and stuff. You know, like, I don't really want to make this long, y'all. But, like, we had such a good time over there. Like, it was such a good time when he was coming through. But, yeah, we'll get to that part later as well. But our connection got deeper because I was in a more comfortable space. And because I was in a more comfortable space around my homies and stuff when he was there, when it was just me and him alone, I was still comfortable. And, like, he started understanding me better because he really thought I was just quiet and reserved. And then he found out different. He was like, I love you so much and your personality and this, that, and the third. Like, that was my boo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I say we vibe so hard, y'all, oh my goodness. So, naturally, y'all, we got closer, and this is the point when we're up under each other all the time. Like, he would get off from work, because he worked in another city, but my job was right by where he stayed, though. So, he would get off from work and drive straight to my job. He would not even go change, shower, anything. Ooh, Lord, let me tell you something, okay? Something about a man in a uniform, okay? And they know that shit. It's something about a man in a uniform. I don't know why it make y'all look so damn fine for it. Fuck, okay? So I guess that's why he was doing that. But he would come in his uniform and stuff. And one time my boss was there and I had to act like I ain't really know him. And it was a whole bunch of people in there too. We was busy, okay? We was busy. And my boss behind the counter, she separating the inventory and stuff. And counting up money and stuff, and I'm sitting up here making all these sales, because when I say it was deep in that jank, it was deep in that jank, and I'm just making sales, like, I'm in there selling everything, jewelry, CDs, DVDs, okay, we got everything, alright, everything's for sale, you can have the carpet, the walls, everything's for sale, shit. So I'm sitting there, like, helping, like, different customers and stuff, and he was trying to act like he ain't know me, too, because he knew that was my boss, because she was behind the counter, even though he never saw her. But he couldn't help it, and he was smiling so hard and stuff, and I was like, thank you, sir, for your purchase, and da-da-da-da, stuff like that, and he was like, alright, and then he kind of whispered, he's like, am I gonna see you later? And I was like, yeah. I was like, hit me up later. And he was like, alright. So he walked out, my boss was like, who's that? And I was like, oh, just a friend, you know, just a friend. She like, he was smiling hard as hell, that's more than just a friend. That's more than just a friend. Like, you know how somebody smiles so hard that your damn cheeks hurt? Yeah. More than just a friend. Saying just a friend. So like I said, we was up under each other a lot and stuff. So like he'd be coming over every night. Be spending the night every night. Even snuck me into the barracks one time, you know. Oh, that was fun. We gonna skip that part of the story. We're gonna skip that part of the story. Yes, but I would cook for him. We would listen to music. We go on dates. We watching movies. You know, be kicking it at the sunroom. Like, we was in a relationship. Like, yo, that was my boo. I'm trying to tell y'all, that was my boo. So, apparently, the people in the sunroom started hating on him, though, because he been coming around for a few months by now. And, like, apparently they was hating on him, and I didn't know it. But we'll get to that part later, though. But he also, we had a conversation outside of my job, one day, and he was the first person that really opened up my eyes to the potential that I have. Like, my ex-fiance didn't even do that. My own parents didn't even do that. And he was like, baby, you too good for this job. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I'm like, well, I got charges, this, and the third. He was like, you gotta find another way. What the fuck is you doing here? Like, you way too smart to be stuck in this job. He's saying, even the friends that you got, you too good to be around them, too. And, like, he was like, I wish I could just take you away from all this shit, and da-da-da-da. Like, oh, okay. Now, he really meant that shit. That won't just no talking shit. He really meant that shit. But he really, really opened up my eyes to, I gotta make another way. I got so many talents I can use. So the following year, I actually started FAB Boutique back up. And also, when we was hanging out at the sunroom, well, he actually used to come and hang out, like I said, at my job after work. And one day, I was in there working and stuff, and we was just listening to music, and he took a piece of paper and he just started drawing. And I'm looking at him, but I'm not looking at him because I'm working. And, like, I know the pen is moving across the paper, but I'm thinking he just, like, scribbling and stuff. And then he finished, and I look, And I was like, what the fuck? And he was like, what? And I'm like, and I look at the CD cover that I got on the counter, because I would always put up whatever CD I was playing at the time. I would always put the CD cover on the counter. So, like, when people coming in and stuff, they're like, yo, what you playing? And I could show them, and boom, that's another sale, okay? Another sale. You Virgo shit. All right, Virgo shit. We got to make this. All right, we got to make this. So, I look at the CD cover, and it was the gang, California Republic, and it was the California Bear, whatever it's called. And I said, you traced this shit. And he said, no, I didn't. And I was like, yo. And that's when I found out Papi Chulo can draw. So I'm like, well, what are you doing with your talents? I didn't know you could, like, that boy. And I'm like, draw something else. And he drew something. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. He's mad talented. I did not know that boy could draw like that. So we chilling at the sunroom. And this is where a lot of the hate came in, at the sunroom. And Mackie, he draws too, and he was getting into tattooing and stuff, and he actually did some tattoos on Papi Chulo, and Papi Chulo was talking to him about, like, different cases and this, that, and the third, or different sets, or whatever they call it, y'all, and stuff that he needed, different guns and ink and needles and all this stuff, and Mackie was telling him and stuff. But that kind of grew into, I really want to do this shit. So he went, got a kits, that's what they're called. He went and got his tattoo kit. He got everything that he needed. And Mackie was like, yo, bro, you serious about this shit? He was like, oh, okay, cool. He said, I'll be the first person. And he did an Ethiopian cross on Mackie's chest. That shit was so dope. And that was his first tattoo. That shit was so dope. And he was nervous. I could tell he was nervous, but he killed that shit, though. I'm so proud of my baby. I was like, baby, you killed that shit. Let me suck your dick, okay? Let me suck your dick. Okay. Okay, you gotta let your man know he is celebrated in your life. Okay. But then his second tattoo was actually me. He did a tattoo on my back, and I like my tattoo, but I regret it, though, y'all. I do like my tattoo, because I be thinking, like, what if my husband hitting it from the back, and he want to know who did that tattoo, and I got to tell him it was that nigga. And every time he see my tattoo, and he hitting it from the back, he gonna be thinking about him. I don't want that. So, I don't know. Might have to do a cover-up or something. I don't know, but I do like my tattoo, because it does say Virgo on it, and it's the Virgo symbol. And it's, I actually have a Bible scripture. Ooh, look at that. On my back. I'm not telling y'all that, because y'all gonna try to steal it, and not all of y'all is that Bible scripture, okay? We trying to take my stuff. No, it's not the virtuous woman one either, okay? But I was the second one, and fuck, that tattoo hurt so bad. I see why people say don't get tattoos on your back. And then on top of that, that boy was heavy-handed, because I mean, like, everything about him was big. I mean, he wasn't fat, he was muscular, very, very muscular. Okay, but everything on him was big, if you catch my drift. Like, his hands, everything was just grande, okay? Loved it. Grande. So he was heavy-handed, though. So I actually got a professional to look at the tattoo later on, and they said he actually did nerve damage and stuff on my back. And so I probably wouldn't even be able to get a cover up, because it would hurt like hell, for real. Because, like, I was crying, okay? I ain't never cried when I got a tattoo before. And he literally sitting there kissing on my neck and stuff, and kissing on my back while he tattooing me, and apologizing, saying, baby, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to hurry up. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, don't hurry up. Don't fuck up the tattoo. Shit, I just got to deal with it. And then on top of that, I had wine. I know, but I had to drink, okay? I had to. Because I'm like, I'm about to get another tattoo. What the fuck? And the funny thing is, was his second tattoo, I don't know. Anyways, but he did, his second tattoo was me, though. So I'm trying to be supportive of my dude and stuff. Now, another reason why the people at the sunroom was hating and stuff was because him and Mackie had talked about, like, maybe a shop or something like that. And, like, people was in there throwing out random names. And my mentor at the time, I need to make a Sunday mimosa about him. But my mentor at the time, he had threw out a name. And everybody was like, yo, that's dope. And he was like, oh, y'all could use that. But Mackie is not the type of person that takes business and stuff like that serious. He think he just supposed to, ride the wave in life or whatever. At least at that point in time. I don't know what he's doing with his life now, okay? So, my dude took it and ran with it. Like, he went and got business cards. He got a magnet put on his car and everything. Like, we used to go down to Virginia Beach, to the strip. I'll be out there passing out them business cards, and he'd be 10 feet behind me, making sure ain't nobody touch me or grab my ass. I get cute, put on some They want booty shorts. I can't call them booty shorts, but I mean they're booty shorts. But my booty won't out. I don't play that. Okay, my booty ain't about to be out in public. No, I don't play that. But you know, I would look cute and stuff. At least to make a guy want to ask for my number. I'd be out there handing them business cards out, and he be getting callbacks and everything. Because they were like, "Well, do you have any pictures of his work and stuff?" And I start showing them pictures and stuff. Cause he would do tattoos on himself too. And I'm like, "Oh, he's dope or whatever. I'm gonna hit him up. Come thinking about getting this, that, and the third." And then after I would talk to somebody, I would slow down and he would catch up with me. He was like, "What they say?" And I was like, "They said they want this tattoo, this kind of tattoo. Can you do this, that, and the third?" He was like, "All right, cool." And like he would like take a note of it and stuff. Like we was a fucking team, okay? He was a Capricorn. We was a fucking like force to be reckoned with, okay? We was out there, Lord, okay? Yes, that is what it's like when you're really supportive of your mate people, all right? So at this point in time, we're deeply in love. He's spending the night, you know, every night, and he in his tattoo kit, he kept it in his book bag. He would walk around with a book bag just in case somebody needed a tattoo, like right there on the spot, right? You know, smart shit. So he spent the night because he had did my tattoo and stuff. You know, we had pizza, this, that, and the third. Like, and this greedy motherfucker, I had to order 2 pizzas because I was going to get one. And he was like, "Well, what are you going to eat?" And I was like, "Nigga, okay, we can get 2. Okay, we can get 2. Or you could pay for one is what I should have told him. Shoot." But, he spent the night, left the tattoo kit there in his book bag and stuff. So I learned from my ex-fiance, don't go through a man's phone. But for some reason, my intuition was like, remember when you went out of town and that motherfucker ain't pick up? Well, not that he didn't pick up, but his phone was off. And I'm like, how did he go a whole weekend and not be able to have any contact with his kids? Like, I know that shit would drive him crazy. So some said, "Nina, go through the book bag, boo." So I go through the book bag, and lo and behold, when I go, I'm like, I'm not finding shit in here. I go through the little pocket in the front. Lo and behold, guess what I find? Another phone. Because I know for sure I saw you grab your phone and walk out. So I had to make sure I saw him grab his phone and walk out. So I texted him and whatnot. And I was like, "I hope you have a great day at work, babe." And he texted me back, "Thanks, baby. Oh, no. It was court. That's what it was. I was like, I hope stuff goes good at court, babe." And he was like, "Thanks, baby." He was like, "I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." But before we texting back and forth. So before he texted me back and he was like, he need to talk to me because he want to ask me something. I ran that phone. And lo and behold, I find a text message that adds right up with the dates when I was out of town of a naked bitch in your phone. So I know what this bitch looks like. I know what her body is built like as well. Noted. And so I said, "Okay, babe, ask me." He calls me. And basically what he was asking me, he was like, "Babe, if I go to jail today," he was like, "Are you going to come bail me out?" I was like, "That depends." He was like, "On what?" I said, "Can I ask you a question and you be honest and I'm not going to be mad?" And he was like, "What?" I said, "Since we've been fucking with each other, did you fuck with anybody else?" He was like, "Nah, baby. Why would you ask me that? Yo, ladies, y'all know. Okay, no, baby. Why would you ask? No, not me. No. I love you." Like, I bet. Now, I will say this. From the time when we went to the sunroom and I opened up and he got to see my real personality, he definitely wasn't fucking with nobody else because he didn't have time to. He was literally up under me the entire time. And I also, like, I know in my intuition when somebody fucking with somebody else or when something ain't right. And everything was straight. Trust me, everything was straight at that point. But it's just the fact that I went and found old evidence. And I was like, okay. So you didn't fuck nobody, you won't fucking with nobody before we got serious. I'm like, "You can tell me the truth." He was like, "Nah, baby, I won't fucking with nobody but you." He's like, "You the one that hold me down. Why would I fuck with anybody else?" Da-da-da. Okay. I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll come get you. They lock you up, man." He was like, "That don't sound like you really gonna come get me." I was like, "Well, you know my phone number. Call me if they do." He didn't really feel safe about it, so I don't know. I guess he knew he was in trouble or something, like, or I had my suspicions, so we going on dates, this, that, and the third. I guess he was trying to make up for it, and I took him on a date for Father's Day and stuff to get his mind off of missing his kids, you know, the type shit that I do. But, so yeah, his tattoo business is popping still, this, that, and the third. It's getting close to the time for him to leave. Like, it's literally literally like a week away, maybe 2 weeks away from him leaving. I know it was like real close to him leaving, because he was getting out the Navy and he wanted to go be with his son that he has in another state. And I understand that, because his son had nobody. Like, his son did not have his mom, and he was like, I need to go be with him. And I was like, I understand that. I'm not going to ask, you know, like, we knew this day was going to come, this, that, and the third. So we just trying to enjoy each other's company until he got to leave, basically. But in my mind, I'm thinking about this bitch I done seen in your phone, butt booming naked. And I know what she looked like and what she built like. So his tattoo business was booming, right? And he hit me up and he was like, babe, he was like, I need a favor. I was like, what? He was like, I want you to come with me while I do this tattoo for this girl. And I was like, okay. Now, mind you, he also had, even though he was in the Navy, he also had a side job, a part-time job he was working when I first met him. But they ended up not working out. So he was a delivery driver. And I was like, okay, you want me to come? And I don't know if because it was a girl and he just wanted me to know that, like, he won't doing nothing or whatever, but it was his ex-coworker. And I was like, okay. He was like, she cool. It won't nothing ever like that between me and her. And I believed him because I felt he was not lying, and he wasn't. And I was like, all right, cool. So we had to go to his barracks so he could do it, because apparently we couldn't do it at her house, or she ain't had nowhere she could do it. So he was like, all right, I'm just going to have to bring her to, you know, my room or whatever. And I guess he wanted me to be there, so I knew it wasn't no funny shit or something. I don't know. But it sounds smart to me, okay? But when he went to go pick her up, because he went to go tell her to not even pick her up, to get her to follow so we could go to the base or whatever, because she couldn't drive on the base because, you know, she didn't have a military ID. And he was showing her where she could park. In the passenger seat is the bitch that was butt booming naked in the phone. Now, I noticed his energy changed when the bitch rolled the window down, because we were just expecting the one coworker, but they used to work at the place together. All three of them used to work at the place together, so that's how he ended up meeting this girl. And I was like, oh, okay, bet. I could tell his energy changed. I'm like, that must be the girl in the passenger seat. I ain't bet. So, you know, I couldn't see her or anything until they got out the car and they had to get in the back seat. Because they weren't expecting me either. Okay, they weren't expecting me either. He damn sure ain't tell them, my girl gonna be here. And guess what? When she gets out the car, I look at how the bitch is built. I said, oh, yeah, that's that bitch. I'm pissed immediately. I get quiet. I stop talking. He's like, babe, you alright? Yep. And my phone the entire time. Texting, this, that, and the third. And I actually ended up talking on the phone with Bree so she could keep me calm. But Bree was pregnant at the time with my godson. And it's like, she always has a difficult pregnancy. And she was having complications and she was in pain. So she was trying to keep her mind off of it. So she was like, I don't mind you venting to me or whatever. So she ended up calling me. Well, I ended up calling her because she was like, she was in a lot of pain. So I called her to make sure she was okay. And as soon as we get off the elevators, I walk straight to his door and everything to let them bitches know, yeah, I've been here before. Okay? Y'all haven't. All right? Y'all haven't. I know where we going. Y'all don't. So he's sitting there doing the girl's tattoo. The other girls sitting over there asking him questions. I could tell everybody was uncomfortable as fuck, because I know they could feel I was pissed. And he leaves out the room briefly. These bitches want to start talking to me. Hi, how are you doing? I'm good. How are y'all? Good. And start asking questions, fishing around and stuff. And eventually we get to the question, oh, so are y'all like dating? Y'all in a relationship? I said, nope. I said, that's just my homeboy. So that's just my homeboy. They was like, oh, okay. So he comes back in the room to finish old girl's tattoo, and I know there's gonna be a few hours, and I'm thinking in my head, I can't even stay up in this bitch anyway. So Bree starts screaming in pain. I'm like, oh fuck no, I'm about to walk out this space and get somebody to come pick me up so I can get to you. So she was like, no, you don't have to do that. Oh yes I do, because if I don't, everybody in this room going to jail. Okay. Everybody in this room going to jail if I don't, because you cannot be fighting on, like, military property, government property. You can't do that, bruh, like, at all. And on top of that, he definitely gonna get in trouble. We all going to jail, because I'm fucking shit up. Okay, I'm gonna fuck shit up. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I said, I'm gonna come to you, Bree. So I hop up and shit. Naturally, they all could hear the conversation. We all in the fucking room together. I hop up and shit, and I'm like, bae, because I just naturally said bae out my mouth. I didn't mean to, but I was like, bae. He was like, yeah, baby. I was like, I gotta go. He was like, all right, do your thing. So I'm gonna hit you up later. I was like, all right. But when I said bae, he was like, yeah, baby. I looked at both of them bitches' faces. They was like, I was like, bitch. Bitch. Okay. You got to know your role, baby. Okay, you got to know your role. So I go off the base or whatever. I get picked up, go home, get the car, hop in the car. I'm like, Bree, I'm on my way. Soon as I get to the first fucking light, okay, the first fucking light at coming out my neighborhood. By the way, I'm driving a Crown Vic at the point in time. A real Crown Vic. I'm talking about one bought off the auction that was a police car at one point in time, okay? Heavy duty, still got the horsepower engine or whatever it's called, all that shit in there, okay? You can't even get out the back. I gotta let you out the back. If you in the back, you locked in that bitch. A real Crown Vic, okay? And y'all know them janks is heavy, and you know them janks is long by D, alright? So, I'm making a left turn. I'm in my emotions and stuff. And when I told Bree, when I got in the car, I'm like, Bree, I'm on my way to you. We got off the phone. Soon as we get off the phone, Poppy Chulo calling me, like, baby, I'm just now finishing up this, that, and the third. And, like, he really wanted to make sure he stayed on his P's and Q's with me. And that's how I knew he real life fucked with me, because he wouldn't have went out his way to make sure I was comfortable with that entire situation if he did not fuck with me. Like, talking to me when he finished the tattoo and everything, and they walk into the elevator and stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm just not feeling this situation. He was like, baby, what are you talking about, this, that, and the third? I'm like, you can enjoy your life. You out to leave anyway. I'm good on you, Pa. Everything's good. It's Gucci. And he was like, baby, what is you talking about? You tripping, this, that, and the third. And because I'm in my emotions, I'm not paying attention. And this is why you should not drive when you are emotional. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs at this man. I am so hurt because everything was confirmed for me. And I'm like, to even have me around this bitch, even though I knew that was not his intentions. But the other girl was being funny because that was her homegirl. So I knew that bitch wanted to know why he stopped hitting her up, why he stopped texting her back and talking to her and stuff. Because I did see in the phone, like, when I came back and she kept texting and he stopped responding. And she like, hello, are you there? You just gonna stop fucking with me like that? Like, so I knew, like, he fucked with me. But I was hurt, and I'm like, I'm over it. Like, my feelings was gonna get hurt eventually anyway. So, like, I'd rather it be now than later. So, I'm like, nah, for real. I'm like, real shit, I'm good. Making the left turn, not paying attention. Now, we all know when you turning, you got to yield to oncoming traffic. I don't know what the fuck Shorty do I was thinking. I was in my damn feelings. And I know I'm in a big-ass body. Crown Vic. Pull out in front of an SUV because the light was about to change anyway, but I had time to turn. But the SUV, where they was at, they didn't. This MF sped up, and when I say can't nobody tell me it ain't a god out there, bro. When that SUV sped up, I was literally in the intersection turning, y'all. That SUV was so close up on that Crown Vic. When I looked out the passenger window, I could not see their headlights. I just closed my eyes and hit the fucking gas. I hit the brakes and I was like, oh shit. And then I just like floored the gas and closed my eyes because I'm like, I know I'm about to get hit. Open my eyes back up. I'm still driving. I'm like, bro, I didn't get hit. Like, somehow that motherfucker cleared me, yo. And I know it won't nothing but God that made that SUV not T-bone me. I know it won't nothing but God, because I should have absolutely positively been hit, bro. But, it's not over. Because I floored the gas, and I'm in a Crown Vic, and you know the way that they're built, like, they have a wide front and a small ass or whatever, and that's so they can go fast. And it was raining. Shorty start doing donuts on the boulevard, bruh. Now, remember, my light was green, but my light was turning red, bro. It's oncoming traffic on both sides of the boulevard, bro. And they light turn green and I'm doing donuts. And I'm just like, yo, I'm screaming to the top of my lungs. This is the only time in life I can recall that I saw my life flash before my eyes. I was so scared. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. And the whole time he's screaming. The last thing he heard me say was, motherfucker, you better not hit me. And then I just start screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm like, ah, ah, ah. And he was like, baby, what the fuck? And I'm like, ah. And it was scaring the fuck out of him. When I say, once again, won't none but God, bro. Because I seen all that oncoming traffic coming on the other side of that median. And the Crown Vic went across that bitch. It hit the median. And went across the median. And I'm thinking when it go across the median, I'm going to be facing the wrong way into oncoming traffic. When I say that jank stopped doing donuts, I was facing the right way. I just went around the corner like it was nothing. As soon as I went around the corner, I started having a panic attack. I drive all the way to Mackie. I ain't know what else to do. Like, I was panicking for real. And so then he's hearing me having the panic and the anxiety attack and shit. So that shit really made him flip out. And I heard him tell them get out. When he dropped them off at their car, I heard him tell them get out. And all I know is I just heard his car go vroom for a long, long time. He was like, baby, where are you? Are you okay? This, that, and the third. And I was able to get out enough that I'm going to Mackie house. Like, that's the only thing I could get out. And I just straight drove to his house, and I did not stop till I got to his house. And as soon as I pulled up at Mackie house, like, they was standing outside the sunroom, and bro said, he was like, man, you was walking up the driveway, I looked at your face, I knew something was wrong. As soon as I got up to everybody, bro said, come here, come talk to me in the back. He knew nothing what was going on, but me and his energy was that connected. He knew something really, really bad just happened to me. And I told him, like, bro, I almost got T-boned and the donuts and all this, that, and the third. And I was still having a panic attack, but I held it together in front of people. But when I got to the backyard, oh, that shit started coming back out again. He was like, what the fuck? And he went and got me some cold water. Mind you, I'm on the phone with Papi Chulo right until I got to Mackie. And when I walked up on Mackie, Papi Chulo hung up. And the reason why Papi Chulo hung up, because Papi Chulo was almost to Mackie house. Now, mind you, I stay uptown. Mackie stay uptown. To get from where my house is to where Mackie house is, it takes damn, how long did it take? It would take probably like 7 minutes with no lights. Well, 5 minutes with no lights, 7 with lights. Where Papi Chulo was, he was downtown. It should take him approximately 15 minutes to get from where he is to where I live. Plus the 7 minutes. So we talking like 22 minutes. That man got there in 7. Okay? That man got there in 7 minutes. He said he was doing 100 the whole time on the back streets. He pulled up. He had a flat tire. Then he looked at my tire. And when the Crown Vic hit the median and shit, it popped the hubcap off and it made the tire crooked. So the tire would wobble when I would drive, so I had to replace the tire and stuff. But I thank God for the median being there, because oh my gosh. And he came straight to the backyard and came and got me. My baby was not playing, okay? So this was really close to the time when he was leaving. So the last few days, especially after that happened, we just pretty much stayed up under each other. Like, in the entire time. We just pretty much stayed up under each other. And y'all, I told y'all these are named Mimosas. Sometimes this should be catching me off guard. But he left in the end of June, and he came back like the end of July because he had to sign some papers and stuff. And we started drifting apart, and I knew the shit was coming. But we ended up breaking up in August, and then I go to the doctor. And I get a pap smear. And my doctor calls me and was like, ma'am, you got the clap. And I'm like, excuse me? Bruh? Me, of all people, and the few people I did tell that shit to, they were like, how the fuck you, of all people, get that shit? And you don't even have sex like that, bro. And I was like, because the person I had sex with was not using a condom when he had sex with other people, and he was not using a condom with me. Get it now? Okay, mama done put herself all the way on Front Street. Alright, and I don't feel a bit embarrassed. So I had to call him to have this conversation with him. Sir, you might want to go get the fuck checked. Okay, because at this point in time, okay, we ain't even gotta be friends. I'm good. We ain't even gotta be friends. So I do think I kind of broke his heart when I told him that. But he alright though. Shit, he alright though. But we did have a real bond. He did tell me, he was like, I'm always gonna love you, yo. And I know he not lying. It's a piece of him that is, because he told me, he was like, baby, you saved me. You saved me. And I know that I did, because that man realized I was depressed and suicidal. And then I'm going through my own cycles of it now, because I welcome that energy into my body and into my temple. So you really got to be careful, okay, with how you treat yourself. This is why self-love is so important. So if I gotta put myself on Front Street to help somebody get it, maybe somebody that's like 18, 19, and ain't got nobody to talk to or somebody to look up to, baby, learn from me. Okay, please learn from me. That's what I was put here for. I'm just fulfilling my mission. I'm just fulfilling my mission. So what did we learn? We fell in love because we were temporary fixes to our deeper wounds. And this is why you will keep picking the same thing over and over and continue to go further and further into really being hurt and needing to heal, because not setting boundaries or not acknowledging what it is within you that you need to fix. Not what this other person did to me, not me always going through it, but what is it that I need to fix that's within my control. You cannot expect somebody to love you, and you cannot expect to love somebody until you learn to love yourself. Don't expect someone to love you until they love themselves. I don't trust people that don't love themselves. That don't mean be perfect and not make mistakes or fuck up or not have a bad day or cuss somebody out. No, you can love yourself and still do that shit. You love yourself, you're constantly working on yourself. Even through your fuck ups, you still love yourself. Like my therapist said, just because you had a bad day or because you messed up or had a slip up, it doesn't undo all the other work that you have done so far. So, babies, this is the Sunday in Mimosa. I feel a little bit lighter, okay? I feel a little bit lighter now. I'm glad I got this off my chest because this was something I actually needed to acknowledge and heal from. And I kept really pushing this shit up under the rug because I'm like, nah, I don't need to go there. And I do. Okay, and I'm glad that I did. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Make sure that you love on yourself. Mwah.